Hi, good evening, all of you. Thank you for coming in during this late hours. So this is about a generative AI workshop that you're launching. This is specially designed for software professionals like you. So it will not take much time, probably maximum 1 hour. So about us, we are from a company called Expandosoft Consulting Private Limited, which is a 12-year-old company. So you are primarily into software services and corporate training. So your today's host, Durga Rao, it's me, and the trainer, Mr. Vishwanath Rao. So I think all of, as you know, generative AI recently has revolutionized the technical landscape. So we have groundbreaking applications coming up day to day for creating your content or programming or enhancing the customer experience. And we have potential users of this technology growing rapidly every day. And the companies that leverage this technology will become the future industry leaders. So all of us should be equipped with this generative AI skills, especially as a software professional. We need to have a different level of skills. And this program is specially designed for, I said, software professionals. But the target audience would be any AI enthusiast who is passionate about the artificial intelligence, software developers who want to integrate this generative AI into their software development, maybe for content generation or for enhancing the user experience or other applications. It's also useful for data scientists and engineers who are working in the data science field and interested in exploring advanced AI techniques for data analysis and processing. And also tech professionals and innovators who want to stay updated with the latest advancements in AI and probably use it for innovation. Entrepreneurs and managers who want to understand how generative AI can be leveraged for the business innovation or product development. So this course accommodates a varying level of expertise from beginners with solid foundation of AI to the intermediate or advanced skills that are required practically for working with creating generative AI applications. So at a high level, this course has 10 different modules. So we have this introduction to generative AI applications, prompt engineering, OpenAI and Azure OpenAI, open source LLMs, generative AI for software engineering, building or creating applications using generative AI, and the legal, privacy, and security concerns, generative AI for chatbots, and solution architecture for generative AI. Our trainer, Dr. Vishwanath Rao, will elaborate on all of this. He also has a presentation that introduces us to generative AI. So are you all excited? Yes, definitely you should be. As you would be exploring this generative AI, it could be an intellectual simulation, or it could be a confidence booster for you. It will definitely enhance your skills. Once you attend the workshop, you could also utilize it for networking with a fellow techies. And you'll also know how practically you can apply these generative AI concepts for building innovative solutions. It may be for content creation or creativity. You may want to generate content, images, music, or other kinds of applications using this generative AI, not at an end user level, as a software professional or techie or an innovator. Yes, you definitely learn all of this. So this workshop actually promises you that you'll get intellectual simulation. You can enhance your skills and you'll get practical insights into generative AI. So you can leave this generative workshop with newfound knowledge, connections, and deeper understanding of this life-changing transformative technology. And now I'll invite Dr. Vishwanath Rao to take it forward with an overview of generative AI and what lies in the course and what is the methodology. What can you expect from this workshop as well as generative AI? You'll get an overview of generative AI. Dr. Vishwanath Rao, please take over.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Durga. Good evening, everybody. Okay, so let me present my screen. Hope you are able to see my screen. Kindly acknowledge.
Not it,
Kindly acknowledge.
Vishwanath. Not it. Yeah.
No, it is. Yeah. It is visible. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Fine.
Yes.
Okay, I think before talking about generative AI, let me give my introduction. I'm there with Mr. Durga Rao since almost more than 2 decades. Okay, so I currently I'm a PhD in artificial intelligence. Then I did a lot of workshops on generative AI. I cleared 63 certifications with 37 badges. And officially, I work on generative AI for healthcare and medical science as of now. I implemented generative AI in almost 4 projects as of now, and overall deploymental experience of 18. So this is my background. I worked on machine learning, deep learning, neural networks, and as well as generative AI, and I do trainings for a couple of the giants in generative AI, especially Microsoft. I train OpenAI team of Microsoft itself and other companies where they work on generative AI. Even the code automation part for some couple of Indian-based companies also they used it. Okay, and you can check out my works with flexifyme.com website also. Okay, so where we deployed some couple of generative AI logics. Okay, so this is my background. So let me tell you some information about this generative AI. See, these days, everybody are talking about this generative AI, and is a generative AI very new or is it an old technology? This generative AI logic has been started somewhere in 1954 itself, before birth of Python, before birth of Java. But it was evolving in a different phases. And when it comes to Python language or when it comes to Java language, it got a lot of boosting. So when you try to talk about generative AI logic, it has been geared up very much from past 7 years. Especially, it was taken care by the bigger giant companies like Microsoft, AWS, Oracle, and other companies. So the main purpose of generative AI is making your machine learning and deep learning logic little simple, more robust, and entering every domain of the software industry. Everybody knows about AI, but generative AI is little different from the normal AI because AI is a broad spectrum. Under AI, you have machine learning. Under machine learning, you have deep learning. Under deep learning, you have generative AI. So generative AI is a part of a deep learning technique. So that means what is an advantage of going for all these things? See, in the earlier days, we used to learn languages like Python, Java, Golang, all these languages. But what is the biggest problem that we used to face is by learning all these things, we have to learn machine learning algorithms. If not, but least 43 algorithms has to be very much well versed with you if you want to call yourself as a machine learning and deep learning expert. So that 43 algorithms you should know in and out, and you have to implement it. You have to write a lot of
Yeah.
logics.
Yeah, Vishwanath, sorry
Yeah.
to disturb you. Okay, you're not sharing any deck, right? Presentation?
No, I'm sharing the presentation. Are you not seeing my presentation
Yeah,
screen?
you are visible. You are visible.
No, but camera is there, but I'm also sharing the screen. Sorry.
It was hiding, I think. Yes.
Okay, so this was my first slide, what I opened. Okay, this was my second. So what I'm saying is, in terms of generative AI is concerned, if you notice why it came into the picture, because as a machine learning and deep learning expert, you have to learn all the algorithms and you have to be well versed with it. And tomorrow, if you ask some particular application to be deployed, like regression models or any type of the techniques, you have to know how many algorithms does the same job, and you have to take up the data that is called a sample data, and you have to feed that particular sample data to all multiple algorithms, and you have to choose a best the algorithm by taking its scores. We normally call it as an accuracy score. So based on accuracy score, based on the feedbacks given by the different models, we used to work with the best model in the project. But think one thing, tomorrow, if your application is a very strong application, and that particular application, if you want to work with it, that application, if you want to spend so much of time in investing on multiple algorithms, after that choosing a right algorithm, then you have to work on your project. So think of your preparation time. It was too much. So that's the reason we came out with a new concept called as LLMs. LLM stands for large language models. So what is this large language model? So there are some very good companies like Hugging Face, OpenAI, Cohere, okay, then Bard, okay, then Bedrock. All these particular frameworks, what they did, they created the pre-created algorithms and they made it as a generic element. What do you mean by generic? See, we also know how to write a functions and how to use a function. So what is a function? Function is a generic script which takes a parameters and it gives a return type. So similarly, this particular LLMs are like a pre-created algorithms which does a specific type of a job. So these particular algorithms, what they do, these algorithms will take a necessary type of a parameters, and based on that, it gives an output. So that's LLMs came into the picture. So there are so many companies, even like a Meta. Meta is from actually the creators of the Facebook. Even they came out with a Lemma, the two as a one particular LLM. So the OpenAI got the OpenAI LLM. Cohere got a Cohere LLM. Hugging Face got its own LLMs. So these large language models consists of lots of algorithms pre-created. But what we should know is how to pass, what to pass, how to get the result, and how to make a utilization of it. So earlier, taking a decision of which algorithm is the best algorithm was a bit bottleneck. But now what we have is we are very much ahead on that. Models are already ready with us. We should know which model is the best model, and we should know how to get a result. So that's where the LLM came into the picture. So first step of generative AI is generative AI is a content which came out of a deep learning techniques. So machine learning and deep learnings we are going to use, and they came out with a generative AI concept where the LLM is a foundation for it. Then after that, what we have to understand is once models are implemented in a real-time project, say take example, I want to do the image generation. So I want to create images. I'm sure you already saw some sci-fi movies like Avatar movie, or you can see that there are some movies which is the sci-fi movies by nature, or there are some animated movies. So how these movies are made? Do you think that they will draw or they will do some sort of the creative work? No, they are using all these sort of AI intelligence itself to create it. So there are some person, I even showed some demos. I want to have my dream house in the just next to the Himalayan mountains, and down I required a sea, and background I required a big forest. Totally, it is imaginable because sea cannot be next to the mountains, Himalayan mountains, and the big forest, which is a very greenery type of a forest, cannot be there in that location. But still, we can establish it. Okay, so how it can be done? So that's all creativity, and creativeness can be done with the help of a generative AI by providing nice concept called as a prompts. So what is this particular prompt? The prompt is like a decision. You are the making statements which are going to be an input to the system. So by placing an input, the system is eligible to understand what is your business requirement, and then based on that, it generates your content. There are so many ways that you can create a prompt. So system understands a specific type of instructions. You should know how to pass it. Remember, system doesn't know English. It doesn't know any other language. He knows only one thing, which is a part of a deep learning called as NLP. NLP stands for a natural language processing, where in that one he will understand only the words. So system knows how to chop that words, how to make a nearest neighbor algorithm, understand what is your sequence of inputs. Based on that, it does a construction. So this concept is going to be called as a prompts. So you can pass a prompt, and there are so many different types of prompts, and these prompts are understandable by the model. What is this model? Few minutes back, I told you that LLM, large language model. So there are so many model in that one. Text DaVinci 3 is a one model who can take instructions, and if you pass a small word like this, the system is eligible to understand, oh, this is what you are trying. A sky is. So system is going to understand it is blue, and it gives an explanation like this. So this is called as the basic prompts. And in this particular place, in the prompts also, text summarization, question answering, test classification, role playing, code generation, reasoning, everything he can do it. So this is one particular mechanism where you are going to make a system to understand very well what type of instructions that if you pass and what the outcome should be. So this is a way of communicating with your internal systems, which is a generative AI system by nature. Okay. And there is a chatbot application. I'm sure that everybody heard of this word called as chatbot a lot. These days, the chatbots are very intelligent. Earlier chatbots, we used to have a stipulated database. We used to ask a question, and from the database, it used to give us a reply. But now it is not like that. If you take OpenAI, they are having a multiple version like a 3.5, 4.0 and all. So it is about the large database that what they use with respect to the data. There are LLMs available which can talk to Wikipedia. There are some LLMs which can talk to YouTube videos. There are some LLMs which can talk to the whole world's website data. So if you take a OpenAI 3.5, they have a last cutoff data is September 2021. September 2022's data is also there. Chat GPT, the 3.5 comes with that data. GPT-4 comes with the 2024 Jan data. Cohere comes with the Jan 2024's data. So which particular database it is going to use, and based on that, it gives a reply. So then apart from that one, generative adversarial networks, GAN, LLM diffusers, these are all the different types of environment or the frameworks that what we are going to use. And we can deal with the textual data. We can deal with the some sort of the images, videos, audios, and any other type. So, and frankly telling you, even you can have a one passport size photograph and you can place it. I'm sure that you already saw in YouTube videos or LinkedIn the ads. There will be a person talking, and that person is a Nelson Mandela, who is already dead so many years back. Okay, so or there are some the person like Abraham Lincoln talking with his own voice. How it is done? They, if you have just a passport size photograph, we can make that photograph to talk. Okay, so there are generative AI which can do like that. There is a one latest the work which has been done by one of the person. So what it does is, say, take example, you have your ancestors in the family where they're very much emotionally attached with them. Assume that there is a person who is getting married, and in that marriage, he likes to have his parents or his grandparents to be there as a part of a marriage. But that is impossible because that person is already expired. But generative AI can bring all those elements back. Okay, you can make your memories, okay, in such a way where even your grandparents or any other people can also be a part of a function. They can be together with you. So you can feel the emotional way of attachment with respect to generative AI, because it can bring, there are some things, at least there are some things which is not possible. So only those things can be done. Sometimes people ask, is it not it's good at one particular place, but people can misuse it? Yes, there is an ethical committee available, so where they have their control on top of it also. So there is no need to worry about misusing of that part, because generative AI is very dynamic. Okay, so image generation can be done, video generation can be done. See here, this is the one prompt, what it says. So it says teddy bear washing the dishes. So normally it cannot be possible, but in this particular place, we can make a video like this. So which is not possible by nature. More creativity with a more clarity can be done. So when you talk about generative AI, even it can do a lot of work on the complex data, videos, not only video, audio. There is a the one particular generative AI product called as a GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot is making a wonders in the market, because if you have that GitHub Copilot license with your Visual Studio Code or IntelliJ IDEA, so what is the advantage of that is it can make your development as fast as possible. Say, take example, you have a little knowledge on HTML. You want to create one HTML applications, just use a GitHub Copilot. You can just give a proper prompt engineering statements, and it can generate your source codes like in a just a flash manner. You can write a 600, 700 lines of HTML and JavaScript code within 10 to 15 minutes. So that is not going to help the normal developer. There is no need for you to work too much. Say, take example, if a person knows about the Python language and I want to write, hey, I want to know how to write a Python applications to download a YouTube video. Okay, see, YouTube videos are very secured and it is there. There are some sites which can give you the access to download a YouTube video, but you can just write a 4 lines of code to download the whole YouTube video itself. So that sort of programming, if it doesn't know, Chat GPT can help. Okay, to generate that code. But code that is the called as a GitHub Copilot. It will help you out at the time of writing the code. It's not like copy pasting the code. When you're trying to type something, immediate the line by line help it can give you, and it can generate any stuff. It can support Java language, Python language, Golang, SQL, any type of a language in the world it can support. Even .NET it can support you, even C++, the legacy languages, the like ANSI languages and all, you have a very great help. Why this GitHub Copilot is very strong is because it got a very huge amount of a code base with them. So by using that, by using a prompt engineering type of a commenting statements, it can go and search its database, and it can give you the huge amount of the code for you. So the complex text, complex summarizations, code generation, short text copywriting, everything this particular generative AI can do it. There are sometimes you have some images which are not that great, but still you can process it by using some deep learning algorithms, and we can bring it into this sort of clarity. See here, you can see the lot of difference between the original photograph and the reconstructed images. So like this, you have a lot of clarity can be done, okay, inside the system. So you can see here, AI, it is not only going to help you out in terms of the writing any sort of a code, any word, anytime. Even if you notice, even I am implementing the generative AI in a healthcare systems, okay, where it can help the lot of different types of departments, where it can help you to save the patients. So even in that case, we can do it. You can see here, this is not a right slide. Okay, but this is for imaging, just for presentation. I'm telling you the real aspect what we are using. So we have a lot of images of X-ray images. So in that X-ray images, we have different photographs. Okay, that photograph comparison can be done. We can come out with some specific conclusions, and based on the conclusion here, we are getting you some specific type of images, but there we can come out with a basic analysis of whether the patient is going to have what type of the problem. Is it a disease or is it some particular tumor or whatever? The image recognition can help us. Okay, so even that sort of a crucial identifications can be done where there is no need for you to write an algorithm from scratch. Just you have to choose a right algorithm in the LLM space, and then you have to use it. So generative AI will teach you how exactly you can do all those sort of the activities. So image, the processing, it is not only with respect to videos like this. It can be done in a healthcare. It can be done in investigations. All these things, the generative AI can help you out. Okay, so here the GAN is the one thing that is a generative adversarial the network. So where you can generate a lot of type of a data. You can have a data, it can be a real data, it can be transformed data, and based on that, you can also come out with a mixed data also. So this is how you should be able to identify it, and you should be able to differentiate the usage, because there are some times you should know whether this particular data is a generated data out of a generative AI or not. So even the GAN will help you out to do all those activities. Okay, so there are some frameworks available like this. DALI is a framework, Dolly is a framework, Diffusion, Midjourney. So these are all the different image generator frameworks available, and you can get the access. So in this course, we try to talk more about these sort of libraries and how to use these libraries and how to get out some sort of outputs. Okay, so the example like we'll take a live case studies. Okay, not only a normal demos, and we'll take a live case studies and we will try to implement these parts in a real time. Okay, so as already Durga mentioned, the who are supposed to attend the program. So the only prerequisite what we required is the enthusiasm to attend a generative AI or a learn generative AI, and a little knowledge on Python is pretty important, because most of algorithms are very much Python compatible. Actually, even Golang, the language is also compatible with it, but Python is most accepted because most of the world best platforms like a UI platforms or as well as cloud platforms accepts a Python language. So if you have a knowledge on Python, that should be good enough to do it. Okay, so as I already said, in this place, we are going to take you towards multiple APIs. It's not like I'm going to teach only OpenAI or I'm going to teach you only Bard. So we are going to have the diversified way of teaching, because in this particular place, we will concentrate on open source. We concentrate on the Azure platform and as well as the AWS platforms, where it is going to have the lot of implementations has been done with the machine learning, deep learning techniques. A lot of cognitive services are available there. So then on top of cognitive services, there is something called the OpenAI services, and another one is your generative AI services are there. So we are going to introduce all these particular platforms and we are going to work with it. So this gives you the complete understanding of generative AI with a lot of practicals, a lot of case studies that will be taught in this particular place with respect to the Python and the environments. You can, whenever you have free time, you can practice those the particular elements in a great sense. Okay, so this is coverage that what we normally do in a generative AI program.
For any questions you have.